Hello! Back again with another video, and this time it's a Halloween special. Looking for a game to play in the spirit of Halloween, I really didn't have too many options that I had available to me besides the Silent Hill collection, which is famously shit. I proceeded to uninstall the game. Scrolling through the rare replay collection, I was pleasantly surprised to see that Grabbed by the Ghoulies was added to the collection of games, and I honestly didn't remember anything besides some of the tutorial and bits and pieces of the game. Shrugging and saying, fuck it, I continued on, bravely facing against the horrors of Ghoulhaven Hall. So turn off the lights, get comfortable, and let's look back. So to give a little background before we start, Grabbed by the Ghoulies was developed by Rareware and was originally going to be released for the Nintendo GameCube. However, it was bought and then published and released by Microsoft Game Studios in mid-October of 2003. It was the first ever Rareware game to be released under their Microsoft name, and as soon as it was bought by Microsoft, they began working on porting it over to the Xbox. Unlike Blinks, there's a little more to the meat and potatoes of the plot of this game. Cooper and accompanied by his girlfriend Amber were adventuring when they became lost, and with the rain slowly closing in on them, Amber suggests that they take shelter in a mysterious old house. Little did they know, Baron von Ghoul was watching, waiting for more people to fall into another one of his traps and add to his collection of hostages doomed to become more of Dr. Crackpot's experiments. Cooper getting distracted by looking for another place to take shelter, Amber is kidnapped by gargoyles and pulled into Ghoulhaven Hall, with Cooper rushing in to save her. Being inside the house, Cooper gets surrounded by imps where he meets Cravens, the butler. And with that, the game begins from there. The game actually has a pretty big cast of enemies, including but not limited to skeletons, medusas, hunchbacks, the Grim Reaper, warlocks, worms, haunted chairs, TVs, paintings, imps. Holy shit, there was a huge list of enemies in this game. Some more unique in aspects, like how imps themselves have 4 different types. I haven't even touched upon the friendly characters yet, which there is Cravens the Butler, Moss Hoopsworth the Cook, Fiddlesworth Dunfinlin the Groundskeeper, and Barbara Buffbrass the Maid. Well, it's not as big as the enemy cast, but still just as important. They guide Cooper through the halls of Ghoulhaven Hall to get to his girlfriend and get back to their adventure. As I said before, the game begins with meeting Cravens and a small group of imps in the grand hallway. From here, it's cookie cutter tutorial material and going over the controls. You learn how to fight, use impromptu weapons, and challenges which are just objectives you need to complete before being able to move to the next area with punishment if you fail, which I'll get into later. From there, Craven points you in the direction of Amber's location, which you have to move through a trophy room with ghoul heads on the walls. This room is the introduction to Super Scary Shocks. They're basically just quick time events that can happen at any moment while you're playing the game. Something to keep the player on their toes. Moving on, the game isn't difficult. It's very arcadey, and a common thing that the game will do is have you walk into a room and then have a challenge appear, such as you can only defeat ghouls with your hands, or only use weapons, don't defeat the same enemy in the row, don't get hit at all, or survive in the given time, and etc. If you fail, the Grim Reaper appears. Since he appears doesn't mean the challenge is over. You can actually still complete it if you're agile enough. You can just walk past him and leave the room. However, if he gets you, you're knocked out. I know, that's kind of fucking metal for a kid's game, watching Cooper getting his soul reaped. There really isn't a whole lot to say about it. The game is a lot shorter than I was expecting, but that could only be because if a challenge for a room was too tedious, I could purposely fail it just to make it easier. I think I completed the game in under 4 hours on my first run and was able to complete it in half the time for that on my second run, since I wasn't trying to grab any of the collectibles and had already had my fun with the game on my first run. Cooper, like most games in this time, is targeting what's nearest to him, so sometimes you won't always hit what you're aiming for. It isn't nearly as a problem as it could be, but it's just sometimes you won't always hit what you're aiming for, which isn't really that big of a deal. There are tons of power-ups and weapons that you can get in the game to help you with challenges. Another thing that Baron von Ghoul will do is affect with how much health you have when you enter a room. Some are more generous than others, and some will put you on the spot and kind of just be like, hey, figure this shit out, dude. Some of the challenges I legitimately attempt until you revisit the garbage area again, which I failed on purpose just because I didn't want to deal with the hassle of the challenge. So for my final thoughts for the game, it's a rare game. It's hard to fuck up. It was fun and very entertaining. The music is done very well and it's very catchy. Well, that's mostly because it was done by the big man, Grant Kirkhope. I love his music and he's a very talented composer. I can't really complain about the controls all that much. Sure, Cooper sometimes won't hit what you want, but everything is smooth and Cooper's speed and mobility is easily manageable. Good timing and being able to pick and choose your battles well, and you might be able to finish the game a lot sooner than I did. I played the game twice, once just to play and just have fun, and the second to critique it. It felt no different from how I played the first time, and through searching you are able to actually play as Amber in a sort of a New Game Plus kind of a way. You need to get Platinum and all the challenges that you can unlock in the game by collecting rare tomes, scattered and hidden throughout the game. I didn't do this, but it's sort of a way to get more time into the game if you really care. So would I recommend playing it? Fuck yeah, absolutely. If you like beat 'em ups and have a few hours to spare, then absolutely, play it. I had a ton of fun. Alrighty, well it's that time again where it's the end of the video, and I would like to give my appreciation for you watching it up all the way to this point. If you liked the video, then please consider subscribing to see videos similar to this one. I'm going to continue having shit posts uploaded every now and again, and as always, I'm Malimeezy, and have a great and safe Halloween. Thank you. Now I'm just going to continue letting the credits roll just to give credit where credit is due. Thank you. So, for my final thoughts of the game, it's a rare game. It's not hard to fuck up. It was fun and very entertaining. The music is done very well and it's very catchy. You can't really complain about the controls all that much. Sure, Cooper sometimes doesn't hit. Sure, Cooper sometimes won't hit. Sure, Cooper won't sometimes hit that. Sure, sometimes Cooper won't. God damn it.